Have you ever noticed how gratitude comes the easiest in the mountaintop experience or right after that breakthrough? But the moments we actually need it the most are those moments that might be full of fear and uncertainty. What if the kind of gratitude that really buoys us, transforms us, even rewires us for hope, is gratitude that we invite into the darkest and most uncertain times? My song, Thanks, was not actually born from abundance. It wasn't born in that mountaintop experience. It was born in the midst of uncertainty and liminality and transition. And I'm talking about the where are we going to sleep next week kind of uncertainty. I'm talking about where will we live next month kind of breathlessness. That's when this song of gratitude was born. And I'd love to share with you this story because maybe you are going through something similar. Let's go there together. Have you heard it said that making a move from one house to another, from one state to another, is actually the second most stressful thing that you can do in your life? I believe it's second next to experiencing a death or a grief like that. I imagine it's even more stressful if you do not know what is on the other side of that move. We had made a big transition like that. And it's something, the kind of move that you can't fully explain. You just know that it's the next right action to take in your life. And we didn't have it all figured out. The logistics were not coming together neatly. We had gotten behind on rent, and we didn't know where we were going to live, and we hadn't found stable jobs yet. But we moved from Colorado to San Diego, and we knew that it was the next place that was calling us to create home. Now, this was a really uncertain time. Like I said, we were doing some kind of like couch hopping, staying in the guest rooms of friends and things like that. And there was a lot of anxiety and wondering about the next place we would go and never wanting to, put anyone out or be an inconvenience to anyone, but certainly very grateful for their friendship and support of this transition that we were making. And in the midst of this, I was invited to prepare to lead a gratitude practice using yoga and song. And it was something that felt like I wasn't totally sure I was in like the best head and heart space for it. But I had this hunch that it was going to be really good for me too, even as I would be offering my gifts and skills and creating and holding space for others. And so I said yes, and I thought I would look into my notes, lyrics that I've written in the past. I wondered if maybe I could write a song of gratitude, which I had been wanting to do for a while. That was kind of one of the goals for my songwriting I had, that I'd love to write a gratitude song sometime. And so I was looking through my notes and trying to find, doing searches in my laptop for the word thanks or gratitude or giving thanks. And I came across some ideas, some scraps, some remnants of some previous exploration of this practice and kind of putting it together in a poetic form. And it really called to me. It really began to hearten me. And I'm wondering, have you had a time when you've maybe been experiencing upheaval or chaos, and there was something that came through, like a glimmer of light through a crack, or a phrase of wisdom, or a kindness, something that was so profoundly meaningful to you in that moment that gave you a little bit of an anchor or a little bit of a buoy, brought some levity to the gravity? Is there anything like that that you could share in the comments today? I would love to hear about those little glimmers of hope in your life and your journey. I did take each of those lines and I began to meditate on them. And I was in a guest room, a space I was so grateful to have to myself. And I began to strum on my ukulele and swapped out my guitar. And some of these things, as the music came and the melody came around these words and more phrases began to emerge, I didn't even fully feel like it was just me working on this song. I felt like some of it was being channeled and some of it was like these beautiful whispers in my ear, coming to this very vulnerable, open heart. In this time of feeling a lot of fear and anxiety, you can be a little extra vulnerable, and it kind of didn't feel fully from me, because it's sort of like, who writes lines like, for the strength within this heart to face whatever comes my way, when you haven't gotten to the other side of the struggle yet? And who writes for rising like a phoenix after certain end when you're still pretty much in the ashes, But I realized that in the midst of this very intense, challenging time, I was recalling my resilience from previous experiences where I had to draw on this inner strength and the strength of my dear ones and the strength of the faith, just the choice to trust that things would work out or come together. And I felt this gratitude for previous me who had come through uncertainty in the past. I felt gratitude for these previous, even traumatic events, not necessarily the traumatic event themselves, but the redeeming aspects, the gift that I was able to receive as I journeyed through faithfully, step by step, authentically facing those things, participating in my healing. The gift in that, I was able to give thanks, to recognize that I have come through hard times before, and chances are it'll happen again. We'll do it again. Here we are, moving through once again. And each of those lines and each of those remembrances became like a rope, a really strong braided rope with all of these strands that I could pull myself forward. Is there something like that for you today, where there's a strand or a rope that you can hold on to in the midst of a night in your life, a nighttime where maybe you can't see the horizon yet or where you're going to land, but you have some kind of beacon drawing you forward? Share that with me in the comments. I would love to hold that with you. If there's something that you are navigating right now and you are looking for those hopes, or you're finding those hopes to draw you forward. I have to say that gratitude really does seem to me to be the levity in the midst of gravity. It's not a denial of the griefs. It's a recognition that there is more to the story. It's a recognition that we are not defined by the hardships and that there is beauty all around us. We found ourselves continuing to live questions that had yet to be answered, and yet we were surrounded by friends and community. We were being offered places to lay our heads. We were finding opportunities to serve that could help us build a livelihood bit by bit. We were getting there day after day. And after I wrote this song, I began to sing it every morning to just get my heart and mind in that space of hopefulness, of seeing the beauty that was available to me, the abundance, even in the midst of the lack. And I realized that gratitude is not necessarily a response. It can be a rebellion, a defiant hope in the midst of, when despair wants to take you down. Gratitude can help you go, no, I'm not going to be taken down. I'm going to keep rising, keep taking the next step forward. And gratitude isn't always a response to a miracle. Gratitude is what creates this inner environment, or it allows us to see around us that a miracle is happening right here. There's a couple of ways I've heard it said to look at life. You can either look at like miracles never happen, or you can look at it like everything is a miracle. And so I wonder, what is that for you today? What is the miracle or the magic manifest in the mundane? Is it a beautiful aroma? Is it a kind word? What is that spark that elicits for you or cultivates in you deep appreciation? There are studies that say that science shows us and neuroscience shows us that gratitude actually fosters within us these neurotransmitters that make us feel good, like dopamine and serotonin. And it can actually help us get out of a sympathetic stress state into a parasympathetic rest or digest state. And it's cumulative over time. So you can practice gratitude even just 17 seconds a day, and it will start to make a profound impact on you as you practice. And it is a practice, right? Because sometimes it can be difficult to pull ourselves up, or to remember that we're not dismissing the honest, authentic griefs that we experience, but we're just simply remembering that goodness is here for us and goodness is within us, and we are channels of it. So I'm excited to share with you my song, Thanks. I hope that it inspires you, encourages you. You are welcome to use it in your gratitude circles with friends and family. If that is something you'd like to try or something you enjoy, you can simply share this with them, play the song, and then you're welcome to sing the chorus as a response to one another. Maybe you're in a circle and you're taking turns sharing some things that ignite gratitude within you, and then you can respond to one another, singing this simple chorus back to each other. If you decide to do that, please send me a video of it, because that would really fill my heart with gratitude. So may you be strengthened by this gift that you can give yourself, by giving thanks, by allowing yourself to be softened by the grace and the abundance in this simple practice of gratitude. And whatever you are experiencing, if it's heaviness, grief, loss, fear, abandonment, whatever you are moving through, may you honor your own journey with embracing yourself exactly where you are and giving thanks for you and the strength within your heart to face whatever comes your way. Thank you for being here with me today. Wanna give thanks, wanna give thanks, wanna give thanks, wanna give thanks for the wisdom of the earth that lives within my very bones, for this body that gives my soul a home, the sacred gift of life, so cherished smile of a stranger who's just a friend I've never met. Giving my thanks, giving my thanks, giving my thanks, giving my thanks. For buried seeds deep in dark earth, blooming a bright color burst, for laughter and freedom to dance like it's a first, for bountiful beauty and flowers of the ground, and for gracious gifts I'm seeking, seeking me until I'm found. Yeah, for gracious gifts we're seeking, seeking us until we're found. Giving our thanks, 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 giving our thanks. And we're living our love, living our love, living our love, living our love. I am really grateful to be a part of your gratitude practice. If this touched you, spoke to you, resonated with you in a meaningful way, we would love to hear from you in the comments. And you've come this far, so click the like button, subscribe to this channel, and even share this with others who may find it of benefit to their lives. If you'd like to take it a step further and be part of our community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of message and music to bring hope and healing and uplift humanity in our world, we would love to welcome you to our Patreon, patreon.com/HeatherLynMusic. Become a part of this movement in the world. And we'll see you again soon in the next video. Peace.